the house of rest.
The following program has been rated GE. It's therefore suitable for general viewing.
Good morning, my dear viewer. How are you this new year? I don't know when exactly we should stop telling people Happy New Year, but I feel that I should tell you Happy New Year. At least you have not met this year. Happy New Year 2023. I trust that the Lord has kept you safe and sound since we last had this show, your favorite business show, Business O'Clock. And I'm always your host, Edith Kamanda Mushiri, bringing to you this show to my master. May it be an impactful time. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Like I had told you that today we are going to talk about something different, something new. And maybe I remind you that we are live on Facebook, we are live on YouTube, and it's Nisi Television. Nisi Television, the full word. And we are also live, of course, on Signet. Thank you and welcome to our show today. Today I have a guest who is going to tell us about entrepreneurship and the youth. And I don't know whether you are there, you are a youth, or maybe you are not a youth. You have been a youth, or you are heading there, and you are wondering. And sometimes you walk around the streets, and the other day, and the next day, you are walking around the same place, and you find a business or something has been started, and you're wondering, you are wondering, where was I? Why couldn't I think about this? There's so many things that are happening. There's so many things that maybe we can do, but we have not been enlightened enough. We have not thought about it enough. And today we are going to talk about what are the opportunities that are there for youth to do entrepreneurship in. Because so many are the times that we have talked about unemployment and such kind of things, and we have had issues of crime where people are arguing that the youth have nothing to do, so they have engaged in such acts of criminalities. So today we are going to talk of the opportunities that are there for the youth that they can do even when they're waiting for the employment, or even when they just want to venture into those entrepreneurship opportunities. And I have a guest with me. He's an expert on matters entrepreneurship, and he's coming for youth, and maybe for a person who is also a youth at heart. So thank you so much, Mr. John. It's a pleasure, a great one to have you in the studio.
Thank you.
Yes, and we will be talking about entrepreneurship. Our viewers are yearning, and they are looking forward for an impactful moment.
Yeah, sure.
And I trust that we will have that together from you. So just tell the viewer more about you, who you are, where you're coming from, and probably what exactly is youth in Africa.
Thank you, Edith. Good morning, viewers and the Nisi television community. My name is John Mashario Mremi. I'm grateful for this opportunity because particularly I'm excited for an opportunity to share about entrepreneurship. I'm many things. I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm the CEO of GLM Ventures. I'm a freelance writer and trader, and I'm also the programs director at Youth in Africa. So Youth in Africa is a Pan-African organization whose main mandate is to equip young people with the skills that they require to survive in the 21st century. Edith, you can bear with me that when you talk about entrepreneurship, young people must have the requisite skills so that you can be a good entrepreneur. So our mandate at Youth in Africa is to ensure that young people have the necessary skills that they require so that they can become good entrepreneurs. So we do this across the 52 countries in Africa. We have presence in 52 countries in Africa. We identify experts in that area. Then we train young people on the skills and resources that they require to get in that specific field. So that's our mandate at Youth in Africa.
So what the Youth in Africa is doing, you're like coming to this youth and helping them to see these opportunities. I bet you have heard that Youth in Africa is doing great. I've been following Mr. Macharia, and I can tell you that he's passionate about the youth. So I want to believe that today we are going to gain much as we understand the issues, the opportunities. He has also talked about agriculture. In some cases, the youth have not seen opportunities in agriculture. So today, it's all around agriculture, technology, education. He has also talked about freelance writing. That is, ile ni kama freelance, ni kama kujituma. If we may use this word. When you're talking about a freelancer, you're talking about a person who is doing something that they are gaining from, and nobody actually really pushed them or has employed them into that, but they have employed themselves. And yes, so you can tell us now. I had mentioned about how we have seen, we have heard, and every other time you're talking of unemployment. What would you say about the unemployment situation in Kenya, even before you get to that?
Unemployment, especially among the youth, is one of the biggest challenges that we face today. Currently, as we talk, unemployment rate among the youth in Kenya is at 45%. That means that close to half of the youth in Kenya are unemployed, and this is due to lack of opportunities. We have more every year innovation to create more entrepreneurial activities that youth can engage in. So it's an unfortunate situation, but it is avoidable. Youth can get in many innovative activities beyond the traditional white-collar jobs.
Oh, you have heard, he's even calling them traditional, meaning that times have changed, and he has said that it's something that is avoidable, that you may not be employed, yes, but you still can do something. You still don't have to be idle, and you also don't have to engage in offenses and misbehaviors just because you have not been employed as much as you went to school and probably got a degree or something. You can use that degree and that diploma and even that Form 4 certificate. It can help you just build yourself even when the opportunities for employment, white-collar jobs, are not there. So I would like to ask you something. Okay. Do you have an experience where unemployment is concerned now that after you went to school or something?
Yeah, I have experienced unemployment firsthand. I graduated in 2017. I did not get any job, but I got an internship, and there was no prospect of any employment. So I could not manage my day-to-day living expenses. So I actually at one point hawked eggs along with Wetavia Road. But then it was not sustainable. So I had to look for something to do. So that's when now I engaged in freelance writing. I've also been into freelance trading. And that's what I've been doing for the last 3-4 years. And I've actually never been formally employed.
Never?
Never been formally employed.
But you tried to give your services for free. You tried an internship.
I tried getting into internship, but it was a government institution. The bureaucracy in government institution, before you get a job, it really takes a lot of time. So that's when I decided to venture into online business, and it's been paying since then. I tried my hand in agriculture, but successful agriculture is capital intensive.
Oh, yeah.
So young people, it's very difficult to succeed in agriculture, especially when you talk about large scale. Also considering that the cost of inputs is extremely high. So that's how now I got myself into online business.
Okay. So you understand that you may not have all that money for that project, the big project, but still with that little, just what we need is now the understanding, because there's a person outside there who is wondering, what is this freelance he's talking about? What is this online trading? How, you know, those kind of questions. There's somebody who is there, they just, maybe they have sent their CVs, they have even volunteered to work, hopefully that they will be absorbed. But then it's not coming, and this somebody is feeling so discouraged, like there's nothing, no hope for me. So maybe somebody who is outside there is asking, what are some of these things that I can do? I went to school.
Okay. There are a wide range of opportunities, and I would try to divide opportunity broadly into two. One opportunity to entrepreneurship is the normal brick and mortar businesses. The brick and mortar businesses are the traditional model of businesses, the hardwares, the pharmacies. To some extent, these businesses are capital intensive, and most youth might not really get an opportunity to venture into these businesses. But on the other hand, there are online businesses. In the current age of technology and internet, there are so many things that young people can do online and becomes a source of livelihood. For instance, we have seen people do content creation. There are people who do content creation and it's really paying well. There are people who do online tutoring. Online tutoring is close or similar to freelance writing, in that in online tutoring, you're teaching pupils and other students, probably in a specific area. In freelance writing, you assist students in their assignments and homeworks and all that. And these opportunities are online. But I understand that sometimes there is fear. There is fear of being scammed, because there is a lot of scamming online. So sometimes I meet a lot of youth and they ask, they tell you that they have been scammed in one way or another. So the key to getting to online business is getting the right mentorship, so that you know the right sites, you know the right place to source for your work and how to do it. But now, when we talk about entrepreneurship, either online or offline edit, a key factor is the knowledge and skills. Because if you want to package yourself online, you must have the right knowledge of how to brand yourself. So as you start on your journey to entrepreneurship, I think it is very important to start at the point of skills. Sometimes the skills that you get in school, they are not directly transferable into the practical space in the world. So it is very important to get other skills that might get you running or going. For instance, Eddie, as students who have maybe a degree in accounting or finance may not necessarily be able to manage the finances of a business, including taxation. So it is very important for you to get these skills. And one of the best things is that there are a wide range of sites online where you can learn for free, and you get the skills. One of them is called EDX. You get to learn the skills that you need in a specific field, so that the knowledge you have now, you're able to transfer it into practice. But then, because business is not always theoretical, so once you learn something online, it does not necessarily mean that you become a successful business person. So that's why I insist that it is important for you to get the right mentorship, so that if you get a mentor in a certain field, it assists you to avoid what I would call avoidable mistakes and an eminent business failure.
Wow, that's quite insightful. That every other person who has come here has talked about mentorship.
Yeah.
So I think business and entrepreneurship and mentorship, they are sisters. One cannot leave as in none can leave mentorship behind.
Sure.
Because we need to learn from people who have been there before, like he's saying, that there are avoidable mistakes. It's not okay for us to repeat the same mistakes that our friends made. So we need to know these people who are doing what we would like to do. And then the power of the internet. Also, most of the youth are today on the internet. at least we have not lacked where buying data is concerned.
Yeah, sure.
So most of them are on the internet,
Yeah.
and we are using it for various purposes, and most
Yeah.
of those purposes are not bringing us anything.
Yeah.
So nothing, no benefit. You just get there, see people dance, TikTok, and then you laugh, and the day is over.
Yeah, sure.
Tomorrow you wake up, you watch people's WhatsApp status, and they look like some of them are challenging you, some of them are just giving you some self-esteem issues.
Yeah, sure.
Because sometimes you just think, oh, they're doing this great.
Yeah.
And then that's over. We
Yeah.
go back to the
normal life.
yeah. So what would you say, as in the use of the internet, how would you advise a youth outside there? Because you have told us that we'll come to that, yes, in the youth in Africa, or the kind of trainings you give. Now you have told us of the power of the internet. Now there are so many opportunities online. So that person who has their smartphone, and maybe it's their parent who even is buying them the data.
Yeah.
Yes, how would you advise that young?
So my advice to young people would be begin by getting an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, Eddie, you cannot do everything. For you to be successful around that area, there are a lot of things that you can read from. For instance, there's a show, an American show called Shark Tank.
Mm-hmm.
There's another from the UK called Dragon's Den. There was one in Kenya called The Lion's Den.
Mm-hmm.
So these are shows where you get business opportunities. Instead of watching that TikTok video, okay, you may watch that TikTok video, but also get time to watch informative shows, watch documentaries. So the main thing is get an idea of what you'd want to do. Because a successful business must solve a need in the society. The problem we have is that I think we have what I would call copycat businesses. I open 10 others open an electronic shop at the same place. So get your idea, make sure that your idea solves a need. Identify an idea first, because as we are talking about the power of internet, read around, look for informative information, then look for an idea that you can deliver. Because for you to get money, you must offer a service or sell a product. So once you get your idea, then try to see what now you need, maybe in terms of resources, and what other things that you may need. Because the very first step must be from the ideas. Now, when it comes to this, they don't have the necessary resources. So one of the things that we do at Youth in Africa is to ensure that youth are aware of these resources. Right now, Edith, there are so many organizations that are able to fund young entrepreneurs right from the point of ideation. You have a good idea, you present that idea, then if the idea is feasible, you can be funded. I'll just mention a few. There's one called Tony Elumeri Foundation.
In Kenya?
Tony.
In Kenya?
No, it's global.
Oh.
But they fund youth activities across Africa. So it's just for you to have the right ideas and be able to present it in a manner that the idea appears to be feasible. So there's the Tony Elumeri Foundation. There's another called Growing Fund. There's another called Jack Ma Foundation. There's another called Africa Business Heroes. And there's the African Development Bank. So most of these foundations, I think the problem we have is that people might not be directly aware of such opportunities that exist. And now that I have a little experience on agriculture, the other foundations like Giz Kenya, there's other foundations like FAO and iFund that you can be able to present your idea, and if your idea is feasible enough, it could be funded. Now, There are opportunities also in the government, through the government of Kenya. And I understand that the government has a lot of bureaucracies, and sometimes it's difficult to get an opportunity. So you meet youth and they tell you that it's very difficult to get an opportunity. But the question is, have you tried and failed? That operates through through the office of the women representative. So if you present your idea and it is not funded, or you do not get assistance, at least you get to know why, so that next time you're able to improve. But it is inappropriate for you to just stay and say that there is no help, there is unemployment, and youth cannot be able to access any form of help. So I think there are opportunities for youth, only that sometimes these opportunities are not so open or so clear, and some youth may not be directly aware of these opportunities. But I think opportunities are there for youth to get help and to get into funding, into entrepreneurship.
Wow. So you have an idea, or you have had an idea long, but sometimes maybe you fear, like John is telling us that you have just decided on your own that there's nobody who is outside there that can help. And he has given us a number of foundations, a number of organizations that are helping the youth. I'm sure I'll ask him to repeat that as we close the show, towards the end of the show. And I am asking you, note them down somewhere. Let this not be just a talk, so that after this, whatever the idea you have, you can go and research on who funds what, and so that at the end of the day, from here, you also can grow. You have an idea over there, and there's something you have called copycat, and I've seen it, yes. A copycatting, somebody has opened an M-Pesa, and I've seen that in the evening there are like 20 people in that M-Pesa. And I'm like, maybe I should open mine next, start with no bigger vision.
Yeah.
So maybe the youth outside there, that issue of my friend started this and it worked, and my dad did this and it worked. So you just get there because you have seen somebody who has succeeded in it. And maybe whatever you have in mind, that one you are not executing, is something very new that can solve so many problems. Thank you so much. So now coming back to youth in Africa, you have these trainings. So how do I get an opportunity to attend the training as a youth?
The trainings at Youth in Africa are free, because Youth in Africa is an NGO. So you can find us on various social media platforms. We are on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, at Youth in Africa. So we post these opportunities. Then because we always have limited opportunities and limited seats and opportunities, so we offer links for people to register. So you just search for Youth in Africa on Facebook, on Twitter, and on Instagram. You find the opportunities right there.
Okay, like how frequent do you do these trainings?
They are monthly trainings.
Monthly? So every other month you have something?
Yeah, every other month we have a training.
Okay, for youth outside there, watch out Youth in Africa, so that you can be getting to know the opportunities that are available for the trainings. And like he had said, that what they do, they are training you and trying to help you see the opportunity. Called Tony and
Umeru.
Umeru.
Yeah.
Oh, Tony and Umeru. So maybe he can help even know, as integrate to Tony and Umeru, this is the route you use. So attending those trainings and such, even from other organizations, and you say they are free, always free.
Yeah, the trainings are free.
So the youth just needs to be available and to register, because he has said that their slots, the slots are limited.
Yeah, sure.
So once the number is, when you get the number, the registration is closed.
Yeah, sure.
Wow. So like he has told us that there are those foundations encouraging youth outside there to just expand your knowledge, advance your knowledge, and starting from such trainings, especially those ones that are being offered for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't say you don't have money to do that. Now, in Youth in Africa, give us like a number of trainings. Like, what do you train in? Like maybe, what have you trained the youth in the recent?
For instance, last year, we engaged in many trainings, especially around the digital space area. And this training are meant to ensure that once you come out of this training, you can have a skill that you can convert into livelihood. For instance, we have had partnerships with Google and Meta to train young people on marketing on social media, because marketing in social media can be a path, can be a career for you. Where we train around SEO marketing and the normal marketing in Facebook and Twitter and all that. So we have also had training in other areas so that when the youth comes out of that training, they can develop a website from scratch and probably they can make it into a source of livelihood. So that's generally how our trainings are structured.
Wow, how long do they take? How long do they take?
The period depends with the intensity, but mostly it's a day training.
Oh, so I come in the morning till evening?
Yeah, or it could also be a few hours. It depends with
with
the content.
Intensity of the
It
of
depends.
the subject.
Yeah.
Okay, we are learning a lot, and I believe that I will continue. And you seem to have a lot for us. Thank you so much for coming. This is John Masharia Moremi, the Programs Director, Youth in Africa. It's an organization that is training the youth on opportunities and ideas that they can work on and skills that they would need that would build them even without formal, or rather the white-collar job. So we will take a short break, and when we are back, we will continue learning on this.
Yesu kasema mimi ni mzabibu wa kweli, naye baba yangu ndiye mkulima. Tawi lote lizaalo litapaliliwa, lile ambalo halizai litakatwa. Mimi ni mzabibu wa kweli, naye baba. Wimbo wangu mzabibu uta SMS jina Skiza 1069056, kisha utume huo ujumbe kwa 811 na utakuwa umejipatia Skiza tune yangu ya wimbo mzabibu, na Bwana atakuwa amekubariki sana. Bwana awabariki nyote. Wa kweli naye baba yangu ni mkulima, kila tawi lisiloza uliondoa, na kila tawi.
You are now watching Nation Television, House of Rest.
Are you looking for a serene place to settle and invest? Well, Imani Plaza got you covered. The plot rests on a 40 by 80 land with ready title deeds. It has 2-story flats with 4 one-bedrooms and 2 bed-sitters. The backyard has a well-furnished 3-bedroom home with an ample parking space of up to 3 cars. There is enough water, including clean water, borehole, and electricity. There is also a large solar panel to save your electricity cost. It is located in Juja Masto, 500 meters from Juja Farm Main Road. There is access to schools, churches, and other social amenities, as it is a fast-growing area. The whole package goes for 11 million Kenya shillings only. Hurry while the offer lasts. To book a site visit, call us on 0112 357 744 or 0714.
Murdering their spouses and their children. What about human beings throwing themselves off buildings? In our universities today, it's a den of crime. Students in drugs, students in habits like homosexuality, which also cuts across in our society today. What do you think? Is there anyone to blame? Do you think it's a major issue in our society? Welcome to the Deval Show, a show whereby we unmask matters happening in the society, matters which the society shies away from speaking about. And this is a place where we'll journey with you as an individual and largely in the society to find the healing of the soul and the empowerment of the spirit. My name is Kesh Susan, and I will be your host every Tuesday from 9:30 to 11:30 here at Nisi Television, where we transform life through media. Welcome to the Divulge Show.
You can do something even without the white collar job. You can gain something for yourself. You can build yourself up, and that is what the discussion we are continuing with. And with me today is Mr. John Masharia Murimi. He's the Programs Director, Youth in Africa. And I'm your host, Edith Kamande Mushiri, as we continue. This is your favorite business show, The Business O'Clock. So, Mr. Masharia,
Yes.
we talked about your trainings, their kind of trainings. You have told us that you train on photography, you train on web design, you train on so many things. And now I've been trained. Are you able to help me maybe link with maybe a mentor? You realize that you have a passion in this photography. Do you have some people whom you have trained ahead and they are doing great things outside here, and you can connect this person who has just come, this person who is on this training, and you can help them? Do you have a way of giving them a network of people? Maybe they can help them get to use the skills better.
Okay, thank you, Edith. In most of our trainings, we get external experts who come to train. So each and every other time, we get companies and experts to train youth on specific areas. So in most cases, from that point, youth are able to link up with people with experts in that specific field. So that's what we do. We have meetups, and we have a lot of opportunities where youth come together. So it's left to a young person to try to link up with people in a specific field, because opportunities are there.
So what you do, you have brought this youth, and you have given them the opportunity of also meeting with other people. Now, how they use that network, you leave it to themselves.
Yeah, sure.
So it's upon an individual to just use that opportunity. You give them the opportunity to meet people who are doing maybe what they are passionate about.
Yeah.
And you also train them on the same.
Yeah.
And then from there, you leave them to use that as they find suitable for themselves.
Yeah, because as an NGO, we are limited in terms of resources, because NGO is non-profit making. So then we have hundreds of youth getting training every time. So it may not be directly possible to link each one of them to a mentor. So what we do is that we provide the opportunities, then the young people are left to link up with people. So you bring the experts, they are trained, the people are trained, then those who are able to link up at their levels, they link up.
Oh, would you know a few? Would you know a people? You know, when let's say a donor, when a donor gives you money, they follow up on their money. Not that you may pay back, but so that they may see what you're doing with your money.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, which is very important. Even as I believe that's why even a parent is asking their student, their children of the report form.
Yeah,
now
sure.
that I paid the school fees, I bought you school uniform, I took you to school, and I've come for you, probably at the closing.
Yeah.
What are you bringing back, you know?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Do you have a way of just ensuring or just following up to see that your work is also in gaining some fruits that you can say, oh, this young man we trained here, he has become this, or he's doing this at this point, at this place. Do you have such follow-up something?
Yeah, we have follow-ups, because for instance, if we do if we are having a training on website development, it's a series. It's a series of trainings. So at some point we have people who are trained last year coming again this year, so that we are able to see their progress and they are able to inspire others on what they are doing. So we have followers, we even have WhatsApp groups where they are put together, and we can be able to monitor the progress in their specific counties and areas.
Oh, that monitoring.
Yeah,
of
sure.
water.
Yeah.
Oh, there's that, and
Yeah,
there's a way
more.
of bringing them in again during
Yeah.
a training, just
Yeah.
to inspire another youth.
Yeah, to
a new
inspire
youth.
another youth. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. So as a youth out to do with them, we were told of the online, you told us about social media marketing or something,
Yeah.
the kind of training you do with Google and
Yeah.
Meta. So maybe just help a youth understand also, what do you mean with social media marketing? What am I marketing and I've not started a business? Just help them understand the opportunities where social media marketing are concerned.
So social media marketing is that, for instance, if I have a business and I'm not able to market the business because of my followers, the followers that I have, so you can become an expert in social media marketing, so that people pay you to market their products on your platform. But now for you to be able to get to that level, you need to build a sizable following, because a person who wants to market their product needs to be sure that their product is able to reach a bigger audience. So you need to be able to have a sizable following, then you're able to become a social media marketer. It's actually quite easy.
So once I'm a social media marketer, I can do, it's not like I'm becoming a social media marketer to go and market my big company. So just becoming an expert in social media marketing, it's also an opportunity. It's entrepreneurship in itself.
Yeah, it's an entrepreneurship in itself, because you get to agree with business owners on how much you can charge them to market their businesses through your social networks.
In those skills, you will be good to go. You continue, you just look for these opportunities. Just know that once you have been trained, now you have been given a broader platform to work from. So maybe you're there and you're wondering, I don't have school fees to go back and advance. Maybe I need a master's to become this and that. From Mr. John, whatever you have, start working from there. And maybe you can even pay for yourself that master's that you want to get. So at this moment, we will learn more as we continue. We have seen of the opportunities that are there online, your internet, your phone, your smartphone. It is just those are skills. There's a lot you can learn from there. You can learn by yourself, like he was telling us of those sites where you get trainings for free, and you also can get out of your house and attend such, because these physical ones, you'll get to interact with people, you'll get to see a person that you can talk to, and they will mentor you in so many ways. So back to you. Youth in Africa, you're saying something.
So Eddie, when you talk about the opportunities available online, you, as a youth, you must package yourself properly to be able to take advantage of these opportunities. So if I want to market through your platform, Edith, I'll come and see the kinds of things that you post on your social networks. Because whatever you post, to a large extent, represents you. So as a business person, I'll look at your social networks, I'll look at your feeds and all that. So carefully craft an image that represents whatever you want to be represented. Carefully craft an image that represents you out there. So, for instance, one of the best places to where you can market yourself, both for jobs, the normal employment, is LinkedIn. So it is advisable that young people have a LinkedIn account that clearly illustrates your skills and what you can do. Don't post, just make it as formal as possible, because what you post, again, represents who you are. So create a very good social media platform or network that is appealing, and someone can feel attracted to this social network.
Talking of LinkedIn, I have had a number of young people ask, they don't have a LinkedIn account. No, they have the Twitter, they have Instagram, they have TikTok, they have those beautiful ones. You see, LinkedIn is it's serious business. So most of the youth don't have a LinkedIn account. Other people will ask you, LinkedIn ile ya kutafuta a job. What would you, would you just help them understand this LinkedIn just in a few?
LinkedIn, I would say it's more of a professional network, because the kind of platform that you create on LinkedIn is slightly different from, say, Facebook. So every other skills and experiences that you have in the past.
Yes, the power of internet, we're still continuing. That somebody can just, you're looking for a job and they just need your LinkedIn account, and that's what they will use. Whatever is there is what they believe. And we have been told about branding ourselves online. So on your Facebook, let people, when they come, they can tell who is this. This is a good graphic designer. When they come, they can tell this is a good photographer. Just branding ourselves online, so that again we can gain, because he's saying that even as you get trained, how you package yourself is what will tell me who you are, because I may not even get into you to know exactly what you are trained on, but the moment I get to your social media, I should be able to understand you, and I should be able, it should market you, that is it?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, your profile should also market you just as it is. So yes, I think a youth outside there needs that, especially at this moment where social media is the key thing.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. There are sometimes you find a youth posting something, and you ask them, "Why did you post that?" They just copied it.
Yeah,
it's not what they believe. It's not themselves, but they just copied it. And at the end of the day, to me, this is you.
Yeah, sure.
I hear you through your post. So yeah, it's such a great thing to learn that these opportunities that are there, they also need you. They also need you to package yourself and brand yourself, right?
Yeah. So when you talk about entrepreneurship, it is important to note that entrepreneurship ideas that you have are generally shaped by your environment. Edith, if you have not had an experience of mining, it's difficult for you to come up with an idea around mining. Oh, yeah. The environment that you are in shapes how you think and how you do your things. Now, one of the better ways for youth to come up with entrepreneurship ideas is to come up together in groups. It's easier and better to get to share ideas that can easily be converted into a business. Because even when we talk about the opportunities that we have been talking about, for instance, through the government, we even have opportunities in Hustler Fund. It's the second bunch that is coming for groups and cooperatives. I feel that youth have not been able to explore this area very well, because you just need to get yourself into group. Then you can seek for these opportunities as a group, because government opportunities are not given to individuals, because if they are given, because there are so many individuals, so people need to get themselves into groups. As a group of like-minded people, it becomes very, very easy to execute a plan. So my advice for you would be, get yourself into a group, get like-minded people, then try to to think, to brainstorm of the opportunities and the gaps that exist in the society, so that together you're able to fill them.
So now that is the power of unity.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, the power of unity. So there's a person who maybe have an idea, but you feel like if I share it with my friends, they will steal it. You have you experienced that they will steal my idea? They use my idea. They will misuse my idea. So some people outside here, they have ideas, but they don't want to share because it's mine. I don't want to execute it myself because when I share with another person, may run with it and do, you know.
There's that problem. I've seen it among the youth, but to some extent it doesn't make sense. Because why would you be a 100% of an idea that is not making money? Why would you be 100% owner of a company that has nothing? You better be 50% owner of a company that is, you may stay with that idea unfulfilled.
Until you die.
Until you die. So sometimes get out there, get like-minded people, share the idea, come up together with what you can do together. If by bad luck they get away your idea, you still have the brains. You still have the brains, but don't fear to share what you have. And as we talk about the power of unity and coming together, one of the most important things someone ever told me is that as a young person, you must pay yourself up or buy yourself up, because you must be able to create networks that can assist you to move from one point to another in life. For instance, and if you are interested in agriculture, you must pay for yourselves seminars and shows in that area for you to get acquainted with people in that specific area. You need networks in that specific area. So what you do is that you must be able to link up with people in that specific industries so that you can get the necessary skills and networks. Somebody said your network is your net worth. So in as much as possible, try to link up with people in the field that you want to be in. If you are an aspiring entrepreneur in tech industry, find opportunities, find seminars, find talks, find meetups for people in that industry. Link up with them. It is only that way you're able to get a clearer understanding of what is happening within the industry. So the most important thing here would be get acquainted with people in an industry, get to know what is happening, get yourself the necessary networks so that you're able to move from one point to another. Don't fear to invest in yourself.
You can have another one and you can execute it, but again, maybe the wisdom to know who to share with. Like Mr. Mashere is telling us that get people who are like-minded and people who understand again that area. They have an understanding so that you don't just go sharing with anybody just for the sake. So the youth and the fearing, I have captured that point of it's of no use. To have a great idea, you are the 100% owner of it, it remains in you. Actually, we also don't know it. So it may never even be anything to help you or to help the society. So it's better if you own 40 or 50 or something, a portion of it, but it's giving you, it has an impact and to you and to the society and even to that friend of yours or to that person you shared with. So you have told us about uniting so that again, so as to gain from this funding, that the kind of it's always the youth fund and all that. So maybe you're there and you've been thinking about it. It's time. It's time to just execute, just get out and work it out. So, yes.
Yeah, I think most of these opportunities you'll not be able to get them as a person. So it's very important for youth to come up together in groups and execute a specific idea. So that I talked about GAF. It's a fund through the Women's Rep Office in every other county. There's this sense that we cannot get them because probably you must know this and that other person. But I'm always of the idea that try and fail. Try and fail. Because so many people don't even know how to apply for one.
True.
So you just say that it's not possible. You don't even know how to apply for one. So try, get a group of like-minded people, then try. In as much as you may not be able to get that opportunity, it is very possible that you get to learn something more and you get to maybe understand something else that you can also do together as a group.
So you're saying, no, that part, you have said the part of knowing how to apply.
Yeah.
Knowing how to apply. It's nothing is hard, but it's something that needs a lot of, again, that knowledge, the background knowledge of who you're asking this money for, how you're going, the packaging of that information on those papers, those forms, those documents is very important. So maybe there's a person again who now their problem is that they just don't know how to apply. They don't know where will I start, where will I even get the forms, as in, how would you advise that person that their issue and their fear is just that they don't know how to apply?
Simply, the internet has made things very easy. So if you type how to apply for a tender, the most important thing is you can be able to get examples online. So what you do is you custom.
Just uniting with other people to do great things, and those excuses of there are no jobs, there's a lot of corruption. Shari is asking you such a simple question: have you tried and failed? Have you tried even that one of the government now that people say, oh, the government of Kenya, there's a lot of corruption, that one you must know this and this. Try when you don't know a person. You'll not have much to lose. You'll not have much to lose when you have tried than when you don't try and you just sit and say that it's not possible. Now, Macharia, as we are understanding this from the Youth in Africa perspective. Because the youth in Africa have interacted with the youth more than most of us, and they have a deeper understanding of this youth. I bet you get to speak to and talk to them and understand them in so many ways. So what would you, not really blame, what would you say is one of the challenges that we have with the youth and trying to help them get out of that mindset of white-collar job and that mindset of I don't have money to start off this, I have this great idea but I don't know where to start. What would you say, what have you experienced as a challenge as you interact with them, as a weakness, maybe say,
I think the main challenge is that youth, I would say it's simply lack of appropriate knowledge. Most youth are not exposed to knowledge or opportunities that they can use to uplift their lives. So the major challenge is shapes who you are. So sometimes you are in an environment whereby there are limited opportunities, there are limited resources, so you don't even know what to do next. The people you interact with, again, maybe don't have even an idea of opportunities that exist. So you too don't have an idea of opportunities that exist. The main problem is that there is a knowledge gap among the youth.
So maybe CBC will help, but before CBC gets to that level, this seems to be running from our schooling. Like you went to school to be employed. Now you are done.
Yeah, sure.
So you know the next stage should be being employed somewhere in an organization, waking up in the morning, wearing smart, going to work and coming back in the evening, and tomorrow you wake up with the same routine. Huh? So that's like how our minds have been structured
Yeah,
to
sure.
think. And so the challenge could be running from our schooling. Now, what would you say? Okay, maybe CBC is there before the CBC gets there, because even now the Form 1 are still not in the CBC. That our school, maybe the trainers, our teachers, our lecturers, maybe they can just help these people understand that actually you may not even get outside of this place and get to that employment, but there are these opportunities. Or they also don't know the opportunities are there. Do you ever get to talk to this now, the people who are working with the youth, to help them understand that there are these things we are doing and there are these opportunities? Do you at any time, maybe Youth in Africa, do you at any time go to maybe UON?
At Duke University, simply assisting them to know what to do once they get out here. So, but I believe there is a cultural change, only that it's slow. Most of the youth who are coming out of school today, some of them are not even applying for jobs. Most of the youth, slowly by slowly, are coming to an agreement that I need to do more than just schooling. It's possible that some of the youth today are having businesses while they are in school. So there's a cultural change, only that it's slow, may take time, but it will pick up. I think youth have an idea that the job environment has changed and they need to do something.
So up to this date, as in these modern days, the youths have also understood that, not all of them maybe, that I'm here looking for an employment, I may have some long time to wait. So you have interacted with them, you have learned that the attitude is changing.
Yeah, the attitude among the youth is changing. Now youth have an idea. Youth know, because again, the power of the internet. Youth are able to see people who did this and this course, they have masters, they have what, but they don't have jobs. So most of the youth are actually going an extra mile to look for something that they can do. And online businesses is where they find most opportunities.
Yes, sir. And when you talk of online businesses again, there are so many things that they can do online. Someone is a graphic designer outside there and they don't know what to do with this graphic design when they are not employed. Maybe they just wait for a person who has a wedding so that they can design for them. What can they do online with such a course, such skills?
When it comes to online businesses, the structure is a little bit different because in most cases you don't have ready customers. It's not like the normal brick and mortar business again. Your success is dependent on how well you're able to brand and market yourself online. So the thing is, if you are a graphic designer, market yourself in a way that everybody knows, if I need a graphic designer, Edith is my go-to person. So how you package and market yourself online is the difference. There is no big criteria of how to get your audience online. Just know where to post, get the right social media platforms, package yourself well, and that's it.
So any other course, so most of these skills, you can execute them on your own without employment. You can just find something to do with that skill you have, and just use your internet, get your smartphone, and see how. Just a matter of packaging and branding.
Yeah,
branding and marketing.
You just need
to. With that, I see that a youth outside there, every other person, it's like we need a basic skill, which is called social media marketing.
Yeah, social media marketing is very important to get that skill. If you can be able to get this skill, it will be so good for you because you're able to market yourself in a way that attracts other people outside. So when you have a specific skills, So you just need to packet yourself in a good way. Then you also need to ensure that once you get, once somebody trusts you with your work, you do your best. Because again, the power of internet, for someone to be able to recommend you for the work that you have done, then you must be able to give your best towards that specific work.
So I would want us, as we get to come to the closure of it, I would want you first to remind the youth outside there of those foundations, those places that they can apply for funding from. As you know, you've given another platform, that's Upwork. If you have not noted, I told you to have a pen and a notebook so that you can note these things, and after this you can follow up and see how they will help you. So he has said of Upwork, where you can just have an account there and just brand yourself and tell them what you do. Brand yourself, tell them this is what I do, and from there, if you sell yourself right and you do some good work, you're sure that you will get work there. That's a form of self, yet employment still.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we started by saying that we are lucky to live in this age because we have institutions that can be able to assist you right from the point of ideation. But sometimes it's not obvious, it's not direct. So you keep pushing from one organization to another. So I gave a few examples. I talked of more defined for females, for young females. So you just go online, then read around the opportunities for funding and even scholarships that exist. At Youth in Africa, we share these opportunities because sometimes it's difficult for you as a young person to know which site is true, which is not real. Just make sure that you're not scammed online. Just take care, don't send money to people. Just apply where you can. Read around reviews and all that. Read around the areas of funding and scholarships that exist, both online and both outside and inside and in Kenya. You can also try to make them specific in your field. If it's tech, then look around opportunities in tech. Then try. The most important thing is for you to try. Have an account on Upwork, as you are saying. Then keep trying, keep bidding for work. Don't tire, because I think we are in a generation where people need
instant.
Yeah, things to be done fast. So keep trying. Because when you say it's difficult, it might never get done. For instance, most of the people I know in freelance writing today, at one point in their career, they have been scammed. Probably you work for someone, they fail to pay you. But if you say that now you not work again, then that could be the beginning of your failure. So keep trying, but most importantly, get the right mentors. If you get the right mentors, the journey becomes easier for you. And that's why we are there as Youth in Africa.
The right mentors. And you see that failure, you may fail once or twice. But now failure is you deciding that because I failed, I'll not try again.
I'll not try again.
Yes. So you mentioned a company.
GLM.
GLM. What is GLM?
GLM is a company that deals with a wide range of things. We are into freelance writing and trading. So we train writers and traders at the same time. Then we have interest in agriculture.
Oh, So you have heard that is another opportunity he has seen, and he has picked it for himself. You also, I know you have so many ideas outside there. Now make them, just see how to execute them so that they don't remain inside you until you die. It would be very unfortunate. Just try. Just try. Let us hear you say that I tried this, it didn't work, and try another thing. Keep trying, and one of these days you are going to break through. So we thank you so much, Mr. Masharia, for coming over. Yeah, we are getting to the closure of the show, and thank you so much for having tuned in. This is your favorite business show, The Business O'Clock, and I'm always your host, Edith Kamande. And today I've had Mr. John Masharia Moremi, and from Youth in Africa, training us and trying to help us understand the issues, the availability of entrepreneurial skills, or rather the entrepreneurial opportunities in the area for the youth in the modern day. So now as we wind up, I would like you to just tell us again where we can interact with the youth in Africa from here, how we can get to interact with you. Maybe there's a youth who would want to be trained on something, they want to keep tab with you. So tell them where you're found, and then you will greet 2 or 3 people as we wind up. And here, we usually say that you're transforming lives through media. And thank you so much for partnering with us today as we do so. And yes, we appreciate, and we send our regards to the whole of Youth in Africa organization. Okay. Yeah, we appreciate so much. And the other thing we say that when you're doing business, do it as unto the Lord. Yes. Serve people as if God Jesus angekuwa na serve. That is the service angewapea. That is the product angeuza. Yeah, do it as unto the Lord and not as to men. And so, as we wind up, once you have greeted people, you have given us your social media handles, you're going to lead us in the word of prayer. That's how we close it. Our guest always leaves us a blessing.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. My parting shot would be to tell the youth that the best way to predict the future is to create it. So get out of your comfort zone and do as much as you can. Give in as much effort that you can. Try the opportunities that are there for you to get into entrepreneurship. Don't fear, just keep trying. At Youth in via Facebook, Kamani John at Facebook. You can also reach me
LinkedIn.
via LinkedIn at Kamani John, at Twitter at Kamani John. You can be able to link in to reach me through these platforms. Greetings. I wish to pass my greetings to 3 very important people in my life. Mm-hmm. One is Maureen Kamau. Mm-hmm. Another one is Nadia. And another one is my mom, Agnes. She's in Kirinyaga. I hope she's watching. So I send out my greetings to them.
Yeah, they have received.
So I'm grateful once again. Thank you for having me. Mm-hmm. I hope we can be able to partner and assist youth in the journey of entrepreneurship.
Mm-hmm. I trust we will.
Yeah, sure. Mm-hmm. So
the prayer.
So we close with a word of prayer. Mm-hmm. We thank you, Father, for this opportunity. Thank you for giving us an opportunity to talk about entrepreneurship, Jehovah Father. Lord, we pray that you may be able to assist us and assist the young people, even as they search for the right opportunities, Jehovah Father, that you may direct them in the right direction, Jehovah Father, that you may connect them with the right networks, Jehovah Father. Dear Lord, we pray for these organizations, Jehovah Father, that what they do, Father, that they may continue being of impact to young people.
Meet again next Tuesday. Keep it Nisi Television on YouTube, on Facebook, on Segnet, on Twitter, every other social handle. We are Nisi Television. It's Edith Kamande. Always see you next time. Thank you.
ABC